Hey YouTube, it's me, Chad here again. I got another interesting email today from my buddy at work. It's a joke, you know. Some of you may laugh, some of you may go, what now? Oh, like 5 minutes later or whatnot. I tend to sometimes sit there at my cubicle and, Scooby, what are you doing? Ready to pee or poo or something? I sit there at my cubicle and I'll read through something, and about 30 seconds later it'll hit me or whatnot, and I'll LOL out loud and whatnot. But here it is about a good old boy named Reverend John Fluff. Okay, here we go. The Reverend John Fluff was the pastor of a small town in Ireland. One day, he was walking down the high street when he noticed a young lady of his congregation sitting in a pub drinking beer. The Reverend wasn't too happy about it. He walked through the open door of the pub and sat down next to the woman. "Miss Fitzgerald," he said sternly, "this is no place for a member of me congregation. Why don't you let me take you home?" "Sure," she said with a slur, kind of like what I'm doing now. Okay? Obviously very drunk. When Miss Fitzgerald stood up from the bar, she began to weave back and forth. The Reverend realized that she'd had far too much to drink and grabbed her arms to steady her. When he did, they both lost their balance and tumbled to the floor. After rolling around for a few minutes, the Reverend wound up on top of Miss Fitzgerald, her skirt hiked up to her waist. The pub landlord looked over and said, "Oi, mate, we won't have any of that carrying on in me pub." The Reverend looked up at the landlord and said, "But you don't understand. I'm Pastor Fluff." The landlord nodded and said, "Oh well, if you're that far in, you might as well finish up." And that's what I got for today. See?